It is the Sunday of Gen Con 2025, which is the final day of the best 4 days in gaming. I'm Nick with TCG HQ, and over the course of the weekend, I tried out a ton of brand new trading card games that I'm really excited to give you guys the breakdown on. We tried the really big ones, Riftbound and Gundam this year, and we tried some smaller ones that you may not have heard of. This video will include gameplay, me opening some special goodies that I received, and my thoughts on all of these new games so that you can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to try them when they come to a local game store near you. Let's get into it. All right, so one of the smaller games that we tried this weekend at Gen Con is the Rush of Icor game from Upper Deck. This is a brand new TCG as far as I can tell, releasing this year, I do believe. They seem to have one set available on sale at the event, and I played in a $2 demo event where they gave me a demo deck that I was able to play with, and they also gave me a sealed copy for free. So one of the things that I enjoyed about this game was the art direction, really beautiful pieces of art. Let's go ahead and give this deck an opening so that you guys can take a look at the cards and see what my thoughts are, give you guys the rundown on how I think it plays, what I think its future is. Of course, in this video we want to give you the understanding to make your own call on what you think about these new games, but there are plenty to go over. And they were very nice, they were very accommodating. It's very clear that Upper Deck is trying to get back into the game of running TCGs. They used to handle Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day before, a lot of legal question marks about their status and some decisions between Konami and them that changed the game here. But now it does look like Upper Deck is looking to get back into the TCG scene in full. And this, as well as I believe Neopets, is another one of their games that they launched a few years back. But let's go ahead and talk about Rush of Icor. So this game is all about, aesthetically, different ancient civilizations. So this right here is a green deck, which has primarily, as you can see here, has primarily Greek figures in it. So this is, of course, Zeus. Zeus is going to be your avatar. How that works is he's effectively a leader or commander type figure where he's out on the board at all times, and he has this static ability where you can pay to influence or resources. In order to deal 2 damage to a champion, you have to pay to influence, which is one of his regular abilities that you can use. All abilities in this game that are printed on avatars or champions are once per turn. It's inherent to the game's rules. So basically, if you pay 2 of your resources or influence, you're able to deal 2, which can take out somebody. You can also rush 3, which we'll explain in a second. You can deal 10 damage to a champion and any excess to another champion. So basically, Zeus is this really powerful removal engine, which is really interesting because it was one of the most generically beneficial games in the demo I played. I wasn't able to film my demo game for Rush of Icor, but I ended up playing a 3v3 game where there was Zeus, there were some Egyptian gods present at the table, there were some Mesopotamian gods present at the table. And yeah, it was just this really interesting celebration of, old cultures and combining them with a mystical card game that has these interesting mechanics. As you'll notice on the breakdown of a card, you have the cost in the top left here, you have its effects here, its power and toughness, and then in the bottom right, this is the name of the game. This is how many Icor it rushes for. So very similar to the quest mechanic in Lorcana, you can have up to 6 champions or characters on the board at any given time. So you play this Amazonian gladiator here by paying, let's find our influence cards. Okay, so yeah, they gave us a few influence cards to go over as an example. The Amazonian gladiator costs 4. Normally your deck is going to have 10 influence in it, but because this is a demo deck, it only has 5. You ramp once per turn, so you get 1 each turn. There's no ramping yet. There's no mechanic that will give you more influence faster. However, how it works is once you hit 4, you're going to go ahead, and this is interesting, it's very specific that you do it this way, it's baked into the rules. You're going to count up your influence, and you're going to flip them face down to signify that they've been used. You can tell they're exhausted because the very beautiful art goes from colored into black and white. So now we've paid our 4 influence and we can play the Amazonian gladiator. They have quick strike, which is effectively first strike, so when it's attacking one of your opponent's units, it won't take any damage back should it kill it. And then we have action, pay 2 influence, deal 1 damage to a champion. So another effective removal card, but notably here, in Rush of Icor, you have to get a certain amount of Icor banked in order to win the game. In a 2-player game, it's going to be a 10 Icor threshold in order to win, and then in a 3-player plus game, I do believe, 2v2 and 3v3 are the supported formats, you need to get to 15 collectively as a team. So how that works is you're going to play it, and because this is a TCG, these cards cannot attack on the first turn, so if my opponent had another champion out, then I cannot attack with them. However, in this game, every single champion is able to rush or turn sideways and collect Icor equivalent to the Icor value printed here. So that's what these gems are, and these are damage counters. These gems are going to go right here on the Amazonian. So that means now they have 2 Icor stored on the card. Then, when the turn passes back to your opponent, they'll have an opportunity to interact with this Amazonian Gladiator in order to try and remove it. Once that happens, the Icor is lost. However, in the instance that you're able to successfully keep this guy alive, this is a 3-1. Let me get a different one. There we go. Once you're able to keep this guy alive, you pass back to your turn, you now bank these 2 Icor, and these count towards your victory. And once you get 10, you immediately win in a 1v1 game, and of course when your team gets 15 in 2v2 or 3v3, that's when you collect the win. Very simple breakdown of the game. All in all, I definitely don't mind how this game plays. I do think it struggles from a lot. I mean, you'll hear this a lot from many of the games that came out at Gen Con this year. This game struggles from what a lot of brand new games do, which is there's no card draw. It's very hard to fill your hand back up with cards. Opening hand size, if I remember right, is 5, I want to say. So once you draw your 5, you're kind of, stuck with that. You're top decking. There is a card in a team setting that allows you to draw 2. And from what I can see, there's not a limitation on what you can include in your deck. You can put champions from any of the different backgrounds. So this is a Japanese Ashigaru Gunner. So you're able to put this in a deck. You're able to play with all of these different backgrounds and types of champions and different things like that. And there are interesting, powerful mechanics. Choose a location. There are location cards in this game. They're similar to locations in Lorcana. They're similar to field spells in Yu-Gi-Oh!, similar to enchantments in Magic. This one, whenever you summon it, choose a location. That location cannot be targeted, so you're protecting your locations. Mechanically speaking, we do have a lot of really interesting stuff going on. Like you have a +1 raid here from this 4-cost inspired bard. That's a way to close out a game. And yeah, and this is that draw 2 card that I was talking about. Up to 2 target allied players, which can include yourself, draw a combined 2 cards. So this more than likely is a staple in this game because I think that's the only card that I saw that drew a card. But of course, I could be incorrect. These could just be demo decks. Not having access to too much draw with the exception of that card. And once you saw that card, it felt like your team got really well ahead. So yeah, this is Rush of Icor. All together, not the worst game in the world. Definitely one that I think with some polish could get somewhere. Ultimately, the art is enough to draw me in. I definitely, especially on the influence cards, every influence card that I've seen in this game is really magnificent. And there's a lot to be excited for, I think. Upper Deck, has a lot of history printing card games. And if they're able to really pull this off and they're able to build a solid, organized play structure as well as an in-store play structure for Rush of Icor, I don't see why we wouldn't carry it at Cards HQ. And I definitely foresee a future in which you see it on your shelves at your LGS. All right, I am right outside the Gundam TCG booth. I did get an opportunity to demo the Gundam card game this weekend. If you're looking for an opportunity to see me stumble through one of my first games of the Gundam TCG, we did make a video a couple weeks ago, everything you need to know about Gundam, and you can find that on the channel. As for how it went here at Gen Con, it does seem like there's a ton of enthusiasm. As you can see behind me, there's a huge amount of people online, and talking with some of the folks at Bandai, some of the folks that are here and excited about it, and all the product that's getting open for the first time at MSRP, which is really nice to see for a game that's been hard for a lot of people to get. Gundam is doing well, especially with just the sheer amount of people that want to play the game. There's a lot of reasons to be excited for it. Bandai ran its first events this weekend, and it seems like they've gone very well. They've hit capacity to my knowledge, and they're still accepting people to demo. I might actually run through and do another one because it was a great time. Gundam, just generally speaking, is one that's on my radar. It's on a lot of people's radars. And if you're looking to start playing it locally with us at Cards HQ, like we've said in other videos, we'll be doing our weekly play every Saturday at 1 p.m. starting August 9th. One of the things that I'm noticing at this year's Gen Con is that there's just such an overwhelming amount of people who are passionate about card games coming to these events. There are people playing Altered, there's people playing Lorcana, Star Wars Unlimited, Magic, of course. There's massive setups for Pokemon, Sorcery. God, the list goes on and on, guys. The TCG industry is at its most, I would say, healthy that it's been in a long time, but there's also a ton of options. There's over 36 active TCGs in distribution right now, I do believe, which is both really exciting and also really daunting. Next year at Gen Con, I'm hoping to see some of these games really pop off and secure the market share that they're looking to, because it's going to be a hard time for some games like Rush of Icor and Warlord and all these other games that have recently popped back up on the scene. I want to see these games succeed, but man, there's a lot of people vying for market share in the TCG industry. We'll see how it shakes out. All right, heading into the vendor hall now. It just opened for the day, participating in a tiny running of the nerds in order to get into the hall. One of the life hacks when it comes to attending Gen Con and other big gaming conventions like this, thank you, is a lot of the games that are on the floor will have ticketed events, right? And those ticketed events may sell out. But if you know where to look on the vendor hall floor, these games that have, these companies that put a lot of money behind their games will also have a booth on the vendor hall floor. So you can go and head to their booth and get a demo of one of these games where they'll still give you the promo for participating and everything, and you didn't have to book a reservation, you didn't have to spend any money. So it's a nice way of getting in even more games on top of all the other ones you'd be playing at Gen Con. All right, so this game that we're playing here is the Primal TCG. This was a smaller trading card game that was on the floor at Gen Con this year. I had seen it before at the 2024 event as well, but this year was the first one where I gave it a try. So basically, this game was me playing with the founder of the company that made this game. His name's Claudio, very nice guy. He's explaining to me, the different mechanics behind the games, the way that your units, your creatures interact with your opponents, what the different, words on them mean, the different stats and everything like that. And basically the idea behind the Primal TCG is that you're able to use your cards as your resources to pay for them, and they go to the essence area in the back. And normally these cards also have, kindred synergies with each other where they care about different keywords that are printed on them. And that die that he just moved there, he's explaining that this is a game where the turn count is actually involved in paying for the card. So there's numbers on the centers of the card there, and you'll see that when we, play them and when I show you some of the promos that I got up to the camera in a moment. The turn counter determines when you're able to play certain cards in this game. For example, many of your first turn 0 plays when you're going first are going to be very weak units, and they'll have a 0 printed on it on the turn counter number in the center of the card. And then to the right of that is another resource, which is what he just referenced, the essence area. In the essence area, you will use cards from your hand. You'll put them back there to pay the cost for a card that's in your hand that you want to play. And normally these are more powerful versions of cards that you could otherwise play for free on your very first turn or on whatever turn they happen to become playable cards at. So for example, a card may say that it's playable at turn 0, which is the first turn, or turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. And then from there, you have cards that will also have a cost in essence, which is basically you putting one of the cards in your hand into your essence area, which will then pay for the card that you're wanting to play in the front row. To be clear, it is somewhat of a convoluted system, I will say, but it does make more sense when you have the cards in your hand. All in all, though, Primal is an interesting game, and it's not, of course, it's not just units. There's also combat that's very interesting. They allow for a flash step type timing, which is familiar for those who have played Riftbound, familiar for those who have played Battle Spirits. A lot of different interactions that can happen during a battle, and then the combat mechanic, and he's explaining that now. Each card has 2 different stat lines, basically. So the first stat line is what it has when it's standing upright, and then there's another stat line that it has whenever it is combating with another unit, and that unit ends up damaging it. It rests itself so that it's using a different, weaker stat line because it's injured. And the card that he just placed into his, I believe we'll call it a prize card area for those familiar with the Pokemon TCG. Basically, every time you take an amount of damage, you're putting cards onto the side of your board, signifying that that's how much your opponent has damaged you. When you're able to get your opponent to 10 of those cards, you win the game. You're also losing resources, losing cards from your deck as well, and you do not know what those cards are. Nobody is allowed to look at them. So it creates another level of chance and potential deck building questions as well. Overall, Primal TCG was an interesting one. I definitely really want to say thank you to the folks at the booth for helping me, and Claudio as well. Incredibly nice guy. Rooting for him to make this game something really meaningful. It was an interesting experience, and the way that he demoed it was very clear in the moment. I wish I had the opportunity to walk away with more than a few promos, because I would have loved to try and demo this game with some of my coworkers back at Cards HQ, but all in all, solid game. I am interested in playing it again. We'll see where it goes from here, but definitely a good time, good TCG, and if you happen to see an opportunity to demo it yourself, I highly recommend it. Feel free to continue watching the gameplay. It's a very good demo. I think everything that happened in this demo went very well, and it's a good game. From there, we will go ahead and bridge into the next demo after that.
We also have a big bundle that we're doing today where it's 18 various packs, a bunch of promos, and a starter deck for $50.
So let's draw 6 cards.
6 cards, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right.
So this guy specifically says, he keeps your opponent's cards once, and it basically says he doesn't care whether or not they get +1/+1 to any of their stats. They can use an effect to make them a billion, and he just says no. So you're what's
we're playing the game, yeah. For sure, sounds good.
So he just ignores it all?
He ignores it all.
So, you see my hand here.
He says,
I have a turn 3 cost card. You really don't want cards higher than cost 2 in your hands. So we have a selective mulligan for that.
Don't do anything specifically except
say I want to get rid of this. And you also don't want to have ability cards in your opening hand. You want to have character cards that are from 0 to 2,
whenever
and
the
strategy
Navy
cards
win
from
a
0 to
victory,
2.
they
That's the
place
most
counters
optimal
on
hand you can open.
Right.
And then your cards like Kozamaki
So what I do is I select these 3, I put them on the side, then I draw 3, 2,
it's a resource
3, and then I shuffle these cards in.
Okay, so you're avoiding accidentally drawing back into what you're doing, thing to the side. Yeah, okay, very good.
You don't have to worry about
I think based on the criteria we've already established, this hand's pretty good. So I'm gonna keep this.
I'll start. So I'm at turn 0.
I hope you enjoyed the game. Thanks for stopping by.
I will play Dante.
Okay.
Dante's effect is irrelevant right now. It's only relevant in the following turns.
Okay.
So if I go first, I can't attack, and I don't draw when I start my turn.
I see. Okay.
You do though. You get to draw and do the battle phase.
Okay. Cool.
I will now pass turn. I move up my turn marker to 1, and now it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna draw, and I'm still on 0, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. So okay, this seems pretty good. So I'm going to play Bobalak.
Nice.
Trigger, when it's put into play, I can reveal the top 5 cards of my deck and move 1 card with Thanatium. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Excellent, awesome. Thanatium in the name from among them to your hand, then move the remaining to the top and or bottom. That's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reveal.
That one has one.
Okay, Thanatium. Cool, so I've got 2 options. I don't have those yet, so that doesn't seem the best. So I think the simple play is to go for this one.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
the best option.
Cool. And then...
Now you move those to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Sounds good. That's now in my hand. And then, if I have more, can I keep going?
You can only summon one character per
One per
turn.
turn. Understood.
And you can only play one strategy card per turn.
Understood. Okay. Okay. I haven't created any essence, so I don't think I want to do that. Or I don't think I can do that. Start of your turn, put a +1/+1 counter. At the end of your turn, discard all characters with 3 or more. Okay, cool. So now I would... Attacking, that's going to block for... So it's going to create 0 damage, right? Because it's got 3.
Yeah, if you attack, right, you're a 3 and I block it, and I'm a 3, we'll both clash, so we'll both actually get injured.
Okay, that doesn't seem to do much good for us. And I have this that can buff him later if he survives. So I think I'll probably pass there. That seems like the right move.
Sure.
So we're at 1. And
So that seems like the right move, right? But if you see it in like in a risk perspective, if you attack me, I lose my attack, same as you.
right.
Right? So I don't know what you have, but I know you have that.
When the injured state, when does the injured state, like, does it stay? Is it permanent?
It persists, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just letting you know, like, as a blocking, like, if I were to block, I will not want to block this because I don't want to lose my advantage of having 3 combat.
Sure, let's throw it at. Sure, why not?
So you send it to attack, right?
Right. Okay. Not.
Move it to the battlefield.
Not that. Yeah.
No turning.
No. Yeah. No turning. Understood.
I choose not to block because I don't want to lose my power.
For sure. Okay.
I give you 1 battle reward.
Excellent. Sounds good. Okay, and then.
Now you do end your turn.
Amazing.
My turn. This will trigger at the start of the turn. I can reveal a top card of my deck, and if it's a Kane Pirate card, I can move it under a strategy card that I control face up. Otherwise, I move it to the bottom of the deck. Okay? Reveal. It's not a Kane Pirate. Move it to the bottom of my deck. Okay, I will draw for turn. I'm on turn 1, so I will play this character, Zhang. It says when this card is put in play, I may reveal an air card from my hand, and if I do, move that card under a card I control. So I'm going to reveal Barbella.
Okay.
I'm going to move Barbella under the storage room here. And if I do that, I draw 1 card.
Okay, so we're working with a blank slate.
So now I'm going to talk to you about using the second number. This is called supporting value. Right? So remember, if I attack you with a 3, we both clash. Yeah. Now what I can do once you have more than 1 character in your field, you enter the strat organization phase.
Okay.
And organize battle teams. You can. I can put these 2 together in a team, right? And then I'll use Dante's leader value and Zhang's support value to create a team power of 5 in the battlefield. And I can stack up to 3 characters in a team.
So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems pretty good. So you're going to hit for 5, which means that if I don't block, I'm going to take 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Then I'll attack
I'm
with
going to
5.
show you the rest of it, okay? So
Okay.
what we're going to do is shuffle. So you're going to shuffle the deck right here. Face down, of course.
And I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything I can pay for, play, or anything. So.
Way far away. Don't worry, we might need those later.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get injured if I block, right?
No.
Okay.
You will.
Yeah, I'll be injured, but they will not. That's tough.
So you have Vanadium, right?
Yeah.
That gives you a +1, right? And this one's going to give you a
At least like
+1
an hour
on your next turn. So your next turn, if you keep your power, right, you'll actually be as strong as this team. And
That's what I
you
was.
still have a sub.
Yeah, that's what I was putting together. I think I would take. Yeah, I think that's probably the smart
Like I
move.
said,
So,
only play zeros.
and we don't get the CDs, right? They just.
Zero character.
All right, cool. So 2 cards.
We're going to play with that hand face up,
Now,
just so I can help you out.
I'll pass turn.
Okay. I have a character.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Now it's your turn.
Just put, you give this play face up.
I thought I did. I saw 0.
So that's what. Okay, so no.
Trigger. Do we use these for counters?
What we're going to do is call the mother.
Yes.
Cool.
Again, before you start, you do something called a mother. Mother means you take the cards that you don't
Or
want.
1.
So I don't think I have a 0 over there. So I do have a 0. So I will keep this. I'm going to keep that just because I know. And then you're going to take the cards you don't want, put them aside, and then you draw until you have 6 again. So that's that. And then we put them in the deck and shuffle it. So in your case, you don't have a 0.
Okay, so I'm going to put out the Vanadium Miracles, and then I need to put down 1 card as essence, right?
Yes.
Okay, with a matching color.
Yes.
Okay,
Top,
cool.
top 5.
All right, I have some duplicates, so it's not the hardest choice in the world. Okay, and then all golems get buffed, so this is going to be a 5/2,
Again, you just
right?
take those cards and shuffle them in the deck.
It'll
5/2,
it'll hit for 5, and then 2 is support.
So these, this says coordinate permanent. So whenever you see permanent in a strategy card, you put some counters on it to keep track of it. And these counters go down at the beginning of your
What do
turn.
you? Okay. So both have
Okay,
0,
the permanent mechanic here. How does that work? Is that
So it says like it stays on the field for
I'm gonna
that
go
many
first just to
turns.
show you.
okay?
And if it doesn't have,
since I have
for instance,
zero,
I have one that's
so-
just permanent
I will play on
with no counters. That means it's
I don't have any
everlasting.
strategies.
Okay.
In 0, so I can't.
And for
Not all strategy cards have a
so
permanent
what I
on
would do is
it.
just pass my turn, and do your turn, and then at the end of the turn, you move
Sure.
to the-
Okay. Yeah, I follow. Because this is a strategy. This is a character. So strategies with permanents are permanent for a little while unless they have no number. So okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, and then you will
So
play
here's
your
like your main phase, strategy phase. You can summon a character, play a strategy card, or charge essence.
What we can do is go to battles, right?
So in charging
And
essence,
battle is just value versus
we'll talk about
value.
that later once you have
So
another
right
character.
now, you'd be a 3 versus 2. But because of her effect, all males, which she's a male, will go down 1. So it'll be a 2 to a 2.
As my character for turn, I'll play Zodom.
A lot of people don't attack, so you don't do the value.
Cool. All right. So now
we will butt heads, and we'll both go to our injured value, injured states, and we'll use these numbers.
this
right
is
now
this is a
as our combat
golem,
values.
so it's getting buffed by that.
Yep.
And now I can do go into the organization phase, and I can put these two together,
There's
right?
no special
Yes.
things to do
Okay,
at the
cool.
end of the turn, just move
So
up,
that's gonna
boom,
be.
right there.
Do I want to do that?
Then nope, it just stays there.
Right now they're both 5s.
And then on my turn,
They're both 5s. That's a 5. This can attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
like I said, you can play one.
All right. I think the move is probably to attack with each of them. Is it one at a time, or is it
All at
both?
once.
Okay. So I will put these two up on the battlefield.
You have your strategy, you have hand cost,
I will block
right? So with the hand cost,
Yeah, Zidane. I'll block Zidane.
when you pay a hand cost,
Okay.
it's
So
the same symbol.
these will get injured,
You'll
right?
pay
And
this.
you'll get 2
Since
better
that's purple, you
Okay.
can
Cool.
put a card,
So
put
injured,
it into your essence,
and
right?
Boba goes through.
So this, just like this.
Okay. Seems like a decent turn.
Luckily, all your
I'll
guys
go ahead and pass
you
to
don't
you.
have to worry about it.
Definitely a decent turn.
So it'll be this into this, just like that. No harm, no foul. Right? And then I get to do the effect. I will get to put a sync counter on your guy. And then
So what this
I'll
one
get to
says,
draw.
I can summon characters from underneath
I
this.
put 2 sync counters on your
the
guy.
strategy
I'm sorry.
Word.
So I'll summon.
And then I get to draw a card from the top of my card.
Huh?
And then once you're done with these, you go into your essence. And the reason why you need essence is so you can play your ability card. You see it says ability right here? So you need like 2 purple ones to play that card right there. Right? And then I still get
I'll
to play
I'll
a
charge this one, charge essence.
I got
and
a
then I'm
character.
going to play
So
this
I'll play
strategy
Matilda.
card, Slacker.
Even though Matilda's a 0, or a turn cost, but since we're on turn 1, I can play 1 or less.
This,
So I still get to
it
play
says I
Matilda.
target
And I get
1
to
to
do
2
Matilda's
cards
effect.
in my
It says I get to-
discard pile or essence area. I'm targeting Francesca. Move the target under 1 card you control face up.
So, and then anytime I will activate my field card.
And if my
Field
field
cards
card
are
is
just something that
air,
stay there at the
I
beginning
get
of the
to
game,
draw a card.
and you can do the effect when you can. Like your field card's a little different because every time you win a battle, you gain coins. This one says I can activate the ability. Is it activate the ability?
When this
Or
card,
activate it,
Jessica
and I
says
get to
when
put
this
a
card
coin,
is moved
another
under
sync
the
counter
storage room, I get
on
to
your
draw.
guy. Some counters really don't do anything by themselves.
Okay. Now I'm going to organize.
So we have
Yeah.
something
Your
called
strongest team is a 5.
Yeah, I currently have a 5.
We have something called
I will
organization.
create a team of
We can put them into a team so they can fight
this.
together.
And
So right now,
I
it'd be the
will
leader value, right?
Attack
with
with a 5.
With the support value.
Okay, so you're sending
This is
5 at
cool.
me.
So I would send out to attack. So if you want, you can block.
Yeah, I mean, but no.
Don't forget you get the next one to attack.
And the card type I'm looking for to interact during the battle phase is abilities, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're not going to block, right? So if you don't block, you have to give me something that's called a battle reward. With the battle reward,
Okay,
you take the top card of your deck,
Based on what I have in my hand, I think the smart move is to just take the 2.
face down.
I,
Face down in the battle reward area, right?
unless you hit me with a combat trick, which,
The
you know.
first one today
So,
is usually you're playing the large game.
For example,
The
they're
regular
gonna
game
block,
is 10.
right? And the,
Right.
But today is the
block
first
is
one
here,
with
and then we
5.
enter
I
the
see.
ability
Okay, so the
phase.
Q here, yeah. I'll take the risk. I'm not going to block.
Right? Then after you fight,
Okay, cool. So I'll take 2.
happens, I will move my guy up to 2.
Balance
Or my turn up to 2. And it'll be your turn. So what you do is draw a card.
Okay. That's going to be 2. You're at 3.
That's like
Okay.
that's the big boss guy.
Then I will draw a card.
So lucky for you. Right? If you want, you can activate this card. In case of strategy, so that's what it's on turn 1.
Oh, you're right.
Play that
Yes.
card.
That triggers. This goes
You
down.
have to pay the hand cost.
And I will put
So
it
you take the
here.
hand cards in here, which you can
Then-
all do different cards. Yep. And put it into your essence deck. Yep. And then you do the effects.
Play.
The effect,
So tuna.
This effect says you look at the top side
We'll
of the
put
card
down
and take a navy guy. Navy will say right here in the corner.
this Zodom as essence. Okay, so currently,
You have a strategy you want to play?
From your essence.
do I?
Essence works similarly to
I can put it out. I'm not sure what impact it'll have, but I can play
Baby
it.
shark move.
So I've got Venetium of Growth here.
So you can get this
So
guy
that'll
right here.
get-
Yeah, get this guy right here.
It's got permanent 3. Whenever another strategy card with permanent is played, I can place a permanent counter on this in-play card. And when a counter is removed from this card, I can draw a card. So in order to play this, I have
This guy right
to
here. You go there.
give another essence, right?
Yeah, you must move one
So you
card
just play
from
this
your hand
strategy.
to this.
Okay, no problem,
Now
no
you can still
problem.
play a guy for your turn.
6 card hand cards.
Right?
You also
We'll
So
do.
I will play. You get to play.
I don't recall what was
You
the
want to play this guy.
what was the charge mechanic?
and that's
I just moved it from your hand to the essence.
Then
Oh, I didn't need to. I realized I did it when I played this because I thought I had to, but I see that I didn't now.
You can just treat that for this.
Yeah, okay. I was about to see if that was
what's
cool.
cool about
All
this
right.
game is, right? You can send up to 2 guys.
Okay.
You can send up to
I
2
think
guys
I'll
up
attempt
to
to go for it here.
Because these guys don't have any support value.
We'll attack with Zatuna and Bobalak. That's going to be a 6 and a 6.
So you would
6,
you want
yes.
to keep them like this, right?
I'll
And
block
then you'll send out both of them.
this
When you
Zatu.
do that, I can only block one.
You want to play?
And if I can only block one, then one guy sneaks by and takes like the sneaky guy.
As an attacker, you have priority over using ability.
Okay, so when I pay the cost of an ability,
You're gonna send out both of them.
when I pay the cost of an ability, these go to hand or discard? Okay, cool. Yeah,
Right?
discard 2. We'll surprise attack to buff them, +2/+2.
So somebody has to cast. So in Magic, the player casts the ability.
Yeah.
But in
Once we
Primal,
block,
the
boom,
characters cast the ability.
Activate.
I see.
Somebody has to use it. So who is going to
As long as it
get
says you
that?
have a
Zatu.
requirement,
Yeah.
which he does,
Sounds good. So let's say I wanted to interact with you.
Yeah.
you're gonna meet the requirements, which he does.
I'll say, okay, I don't want that to
play
happen.
naval.
So I say, Dante
Class
will now
requires
use
weapon.
Night
Nautilus
Ambush,
has
targeting
weapon.
your ability.
Then you're gonna pay 2.
Chaining to
So
it.
you're gonna take
So
these 2
there's a
cards
stack
in the
like
essence,
Right,
put them into
okay.
your discard
I
pile.
pay the costs,
Right?
and it says,
Yep,
okay,
it's-
one ability on the chain, I negate the
Now
target,
Nautilus
and
gets
if I
to move
do,
somebody out of the way.
Okay.
So when it says
let's
push your stand by
do that.
So surprise attack is negated and discarded.
Yep.
Okay.
And this
That's all.
resolves, so it goes to the essence.
Now,
Okay.
even though Nautilus
And that's
is a
how the
male,
chaining works.
you only
And
get
if you have
minus
more
1,
essence
so
than
you get
another
3
ability, you can change
to a
this.
2.
Okay, cool. I don't have anything else on the ability phase, so then
So this
priority
is
would
here.
pass,
So
right?
Every time you're done using
Yeah,
abilities,
I
you go
do
into your
pass,
essence.
and I have no
And then I
other
take a damage.
abilities, so now we go into the showdown, which is damage
And
calculation.
then
All right, showdown.
a battle roll for this fight over here.
So now we calculate
This will go right
here. It's 6 to a
Just like
5.
you get battle rewards.
So Dante will take
then
1
and then
damage. It's just a
and your
victory
turn.
since it's less than.
And then
this
you go
is
to a 2.
difference.
Right. Okay.
Dante will die, and Zatun is not blocked, so Zatun will get 2 battle rewards.
Don't worry.
All right. It's a pleasure, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you showing me how to play. It's a neat game. I like the idea of the cards becoming resources that you can then send to discard to pay for cards from hand. I played Battle Spirit Saga a lot when that game was around, and the abilities during the battle phase reminds me a lot of their burst mechanics and their chain that they had. I can't remember the flash step. That's what it was. It reminds me a lot of that. So interesting game. And this promo, this is like the most beautiful promo I've gotten all weekend. So, yeah. This is stunning. Let me get this on the camera here. Take a look.
Which one you got?
Give me Scramble and B. Here, have these as well.
Oh, sure. I'm definitely not going to say none of these. Jeez, wow. You guys have some gorgeous high rarity cards.
Yes, we do.
I love that.
We have some posters here. You can check them out for the high rarity cards, and also our display.
I'll play her out.
For sure. Thank you. Yeah.
She's big.
So the channel that this is going to be on is going to be called TCG HQ. It's the content channel for the store Cards HQ in Atlanta. We are a 14,000 square foot, basically card event space near the Battery where the Braves play. If you're ever in town, please come by. I can take one of your business cards and we can reach out and see if there would be something that we would want to do there.
I get to attack. You can block.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Claudio, it's been great. Thank you so much for the demo. All right, standing in line for Riftbound now. I got my ticket for my 1v1 Learn to Play, so finally getting a chance to put some Riftbound on the channel. I'm excited. Moving on from Primal, we're now at what was the talk of the show, the new Riftbound League of Legends card game. This game is everywhere, an incredibly popular game months before its release. I am playing the Victor trial deck, and my opponent, a wonderful gentleman named Constantine, very fun guy to talk to, really glad I got paired with him. He's playing the Jinx trial deck, which is actually my favorite of the 4. I played a few games of Riftbound over the course of Gen Con, and Jinx was by far the most fun of all of the ones that I have, and that might just be because I enjoy aggro a lot when it comes to new TCGs. Generally speaking, aggro is really powerful in the early phases of a TCG, and Jinx is no exception. I really enjoy Riftbound quite a lot, and this gameplay is pretty good, so I'm not going to talk too much on this one. Riftbound, generally speaking, is a really solid game system. It looks really exciting, and we just got news about Set 2. We know their release schedule now, and of course Riot is going to be pumping as much marketing material and prize support for their organized play structures as we can possibly imagine, so please do enjoy the gameplay, and make sure to check out Riftbound when it releases in October at a game store near you. We'll play 2. We're going to play Watchful Sentry. He has a defeat trigger of draw 1, and then I'll play Seal of Unity, Recycle, and pass to you. Yeah, 2 resources, 1 draw. All right, and make sure to restand your guy.
Yes, let's go. I do this first, right?
You're able to conquer 1 now, yeah.
But can I play cards and then conquer if I so choose, or to conquer first and play?
As far as I understand, that is...
Oh, wait, no. How do I do it? I draw it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also this has an additional cost. So this thing right here. So you have to take this room and put it on the bottom of your room. So that's the additional cost for that.
You decide to put 2 at the bottom?
And now you can move this guy to the battlefield if you want. If he goes here, we start a combat. So my 2 attack will go into your...
Assuming I can float.
Floating is a thing in this game, yeah.
That's the correct one. Draw for turn, play card. So in order to do that,
Okay.
That just means like 1 attack. So 1 attack.
and then what's threatening?
Okay, so it doesn't work like that. That's not producing a resource.
No, it's not.
That's producing, yeah. Yeah.
I'm still gonna play that.
You're fine, yeah. So that goes back to your hand. You still have 4 resources open. You have 4 resources floating.
I will.
And then you conquer it, so you go up 1 point. Not up 1 point. Yep. And you're trying to get 8 points.
95%.
Yeah, that's how you win the game.
You walk me through how you paid for flight?
And then, do you do anything else?
You walk me through how you paid for flight?
Yeah, so because you came here and conquered it. I have no creatures here, no units here, so you conquer it.
Cool.
Are you
I actually
done?
was misreading.
Okay, so I'll go with my turn. Already my cards.
I'll just play this. You might get 100%.
And then I will start a turn abilities or hold points.
Okay, so that's ganking, so it can move and then recycle 1 from your trash, and there's nothing currently in your trash, so, okay, cool.
Recycle was put on the bottom of the deck, I assume?
Yeah.
If you have this by the, when it gets back to your turn, you'll go up another one. You're not going to have it. You're saying that.
I'm going to play.
And then I'll channel the top 2.
You're going to go there, and you're going to go up a point. It's when you hold, so at the start of your turn, yeah. All right.
Is that a power or is that your spell? Oh, okay. I have no idea what it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, these are good because you can pay for this without sacrificing them.
Right, that's exactly what they're for. They're in all of them, all the decks. Okay, so we're going to use Victor's ability. Pay 1, create a token.
So she costs
Then we're going to
5, and then she has the additional cost where I have to put a purple one on the bottom of my room deck.
we're going to pay 2 to play the spell Call the Weak. We will both kill 1.
So start the combat. So my 5 attack goes against your 1 attack.
That's a token, so it just goes away. And I'll have to recycle, so we'll tap that.
And then when it dies, you channel 1 ring. So you get.
And then
since I destroyed your guy,
I wanted that one, but we'll be okay.
I conquer this.
I'm going to get the point here.
So I go up another point.
When I conquer here, I discard, then draw.
And then
So this, when you conquer here, discard.
I will move this guy back to my base.
Okay, past you. Restand everything. You're going to go ahead and you're going to get a point. You're going to get a token. Yeah.
I will make 2 of these.
You don't hold anything, so you don't, that doesn't matter. And then channel top 2 rooms. You put those 2. You don't draw them, you just put them. Nice. So now you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ain't going nice.
I will ready one of those.
I can recycle existing things in the
Sorry?
So to recycle, I gotta recycle stuff.
3 and
Sack a rag and play it.
Okay.
So I need to recycle 2 of this guy.
So when I assault, I discard 2. I'm not doing that right now.
I'm just gonna play for 2.
Right, yeah. So while you're attacking, it'll get +2 combat power. When you play me, you discard 2, and then you can choose to accelerate by paying 1 and recycling 1 more to have her come in ready.
Oh, so I could pay the 1 right now like this.
You pay the 1 and then recycle 1, so 1 of your Fury runes. Sorry, we're using the word recycle interchangeably with the mechanic.
Yeah.
What I mean is shuffle the 1 back into your, or put it on the bottom of your resource. So now Jinx is ready. She's standing up.
Okay, so I can go like so and attack here, right?
Yeah, so you're going to have a lot more combat power than me. So
do I stack damage on this like in you know what I mean? Like if you deal damage, does it keep the damage? It's still gonna always be 4.
as far as I know, they don't, but let's ask. That doesn't hurt.
I think it was tokens for it. I'm assuming the answer is no, but
I'm pretty sure it's no, but I just want to make sure because we're here. We're at a learn to play, so why not?
So if there's
I don't see damage chips anywhere, so
that's why it's one of those, I'm inferring it, but like
yeah, it's worth checking for sure.
so many of these guys.
What we know is going to happen is this is going to go here. So go ahead and get yourself 1 more, and go ahead. Do you have any cards in your hand?
no.
Okay, cool. You're doing it right.
Yeah, so because I'm gonna discard and then draw a card, so I'm netting a card of this equation, right?
Oh, we'll ask about that, but what I'm saying is you're doing it right because you're playing Jinx.
Yeah.
So I have a total of
Trap 2 more.
Oh, for this portion,
Yeah.
Do you have any items in play that would make this land?
now this guy's ready, so you can move him to base. You can move him here, which would fight.
Hi, we have 2 questions. Damage is not permanent? Like if so,
Heals the end of combat and the end of turn.
okay, amazing. And then in the instance when he conquers here, discard 1, then draw 1. He has no cards in his hand. Does he draw 1?
He draws 1.
Excellent. Cool. So this guy's gone. You've conquered here. You got your point. Right. Death knell trigger. Amazing.
Good.
All right. Cool.
You kind of want him to die. He does some stuff when he dies.
Sweet.
So you get a point, and you may discard 1 and draw 1.
I hope it would work the way I would like, but if it doesn't, it's like, sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does appear that this is a resolve as much as possible game, which is the right way to be, for sure.
She gets to pick where her damage goes. Okay. So you have 3 damage to hand out, and you can kill whatever you'd like. So Vi dies, and then Captain dies.
So one time you
move here, I basically have to get rid of one of my rooms. So I'm guessing that this is a hidden card. You can only hide that at a battlefield. Oh, okay. So you can only hide it at a battlefield you control. So I just control this. So I wasn't sure what the trade-off of hiding it is you can also only target things at that battlefield.
And then you draw 1.
You can only put home alone traps in houses you own.
And then you get your
Pay 3.
What's up?
Do that. I'll create 2 tokens.
For this one you do, right? So that one has a special ability. When you conquer there, you have to recycle 1 room. But the act, just normally conquering, it's not baked into conquering. It's just that one battlefield has a negative ability. You don't have to tap to move somewhere, right?
I hold
you
this,
do
so
have
I
to
go
exhaust
for
the
another
move.
point.
Okay. But once you're ready, doesn't matter how you're ready, you can exhaust the move again.
Pay 1.
So think
Create
of
another
moving
token.
as just having the cost of exhausting.
I'll pay 1.
Now your ability lets you
To play a reaction. It doesn't matter where this goes. I'll give that -1. It won't impact anything. I'm doing it for the draw. Yep. Okay. You're about to get a double hold. Let's see if I can come back from it. Pass to you.
5.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get another recruit, right?
Like have them fight and then move
This doesn't do anything.
Put them together. Then you would start, and then you would do the showdown with just the Jinx. So do that. You have to fully
And then
resolve
I'll
the
do
story.
Jinx to both
Then
step
you
1 or
can
fewer.
Yep.
reinforce the
Water
other
additional.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna move my Jinx here. Your 5/5 goes against your 4. And that dice. But read what it does. And another point. You get 3 recruits. 3 1/1s. How many dice? Yes. How many dice? Play 3/1 might recruits. So you get 3 of these. Well, it's not bad.
To play a Chemical Enforcer, I'll discard a Legion Rearguard, and I assume I read this properly. I'll cast an Action Hopeful since it costs 2 less since I cast another spell.
Yep, that's all correct. Yep.
And then I will move this recruit.
Yeah, pad some stats.
I would think this would make the most sense.
For sure. I'm just going to take a look at her real quick. Attack. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So add 1 moving a turn.
This already.
You're only going to move like once a turn? Oh, sorry. You've got 1.
Then you can move back to your place too. This costs 2 less because I played another unit this turn. So I'll play that guy too. And then I'll move Jinx back to my base. And it's your turn.
Okay.
You discard from your hand and then draw 1. Because that's what
I haven't done this part yet.
Yeah, you're good.
So I've got 7 to work with here.
Yeah, my starting had like 2 8s, and I'm like, I feel like that's not what I'm trying to discard. But it seems not what I want to be doing.
I have a lot of high cost stuff in my hand, which is
for you, you're not like I'm sacking resources like all the time to do stuff.
first time.
Alright, when you play that, you gotta tap 4 and then kill a friendly unit.
I'll do 5 minutes.
So this is what you would
Okay. I'm going to pay 2 for Hidden Blade. Will kill Jinx, and you'll draw 2. Yeah, you'll draw 2.
I'll kill this guy.
We will then.
When you play me move a unit from a battlefield to a trade, I'm going to move the absolute back.
It's a one-time
Let's see.
I lose 2 of these. But I can add.
We'll go here. Cause a showdown. I'll conquer here, so I'll gain a point on that conquer. I'll discard and draw.
You can either move stuff here to gain control of that.
We'll move here. So 2 of these will go.
You kill my guy.
Units naturally cannot go between
It would
battlefields.
kill
So when they move,
5 of your things.
it costs
So you would
points
still
off.
kill him.
If they ready
For-
something, they can move the other.
I'll deploy the Cruel Patron over here.
If they have the ability ganking, then they're allowed to go between battlefields.
So if you move all of
Every
your
time
stuff
they
here,
move, unless an ability.
Or you can play from here to here.
Where when you hold somewhere, you can play your units to them.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Already exhausted this stuff.
Is that mentioned here?
I mean, I would have played them before. That's fine.
Read the second line underscoring.
Well, let me make sure. Just
I believe you. It's good to know.
hey,
I'll be there 1 second.
I mean, they're all
just want to clarify. You can play units to the places you hold, right? You can play your units to the battlegrounds you hold, right? The battlefields.
You already own it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So whoever's in control.
No combat is happening and you own it, you can airdrop them right there.
Got it. Okay,
They will
understood.
enter exhausted.
Right. Okay, so I have to kill something, so I will kill this recruit,
This guy, I'm going to move him here.
and then
Now, you can play this guy.
Tap this.
put him right back.
Red to me.
Okay, and then
I don't think that
I think that's about as big of a hurrah as I can do. Let me make sure I paid for everything. So here, I didn't actually do anything that required this, so I will go ahead and pass to you.
So pay 4. Alright. And then recycle 1. So tap 4 of those.
I get
And put this on the bottom. And then let me see. So
I think when you
one
it goes on the bottom of your
unit
deck.
creature died. So you get 1 to be with
Yeah, I
that.
think that's what happens. When you recycle, they go on the bottom. Yeah. So you never run out.
Alright, is that it?
Yeah.
You can
think I saw
also do
that.
this guy's ability. You can exhaust him, and pay 1, and you can get another one of these. Might as well. Is that it? So you only have 2 left open?
I'm gonna play Rebuke, so I'll pay 1 here and then 1 with this
Yeah.
to bounce the 6-1 back to your hand.
Okay, he's in my hand.
Already my card. Yeah. Already my card.
What's this?
Yep. So I'll deal 3 back. You'll deal 4. I'm out. You'll get a point, and you
This
can.
will get conquered.
Yeah.
I will discard a flank shot versus pay the 1 to play it like so.
That's pretty good, yep.
And then I draw a card.
And it's not a unit, so.
And then I will conquest here as well.
Yeah. So our tokens will trade, and he'll stay.
This will stay.
I'm going to play.
I'm gonna move here, kill this guy, you channel a room.
Yeah, because it's not an action
To the
reaction.
mind.
Channel 1.
Okay. Very good.
Whichever one you want. And then that would go to your trash. Then you can put your body in position.
I'll pay 2.
I have an answer. You're at 7.
Then I'll move him here.
All right.
I conquer that.
I don't got it. You got it. GG's for sure. What do you think?
That was fun. It's
it's intuitive, which is nice. Like that's like a big like you played card game before, even if you haven't, like it makes sense. There's like minutia to learn, but at the end of the day, like when I played Magic and I tried playing Magic to people, there's just so much going on, and this it's like it can get there, but you don't need to know that much to begin with, which is nice. That's why I just like play the character fun. They're cool.
Yeah, from my understanding, Jinx is supposed to be hard aggro, which is what you're doing.
Yeah, which makes
this is supposed to be Swarm, which happened a little bit.
I was like making a bunch of okay.
I got bricked up with a 6 and an 8 and like those really hurt my like hand. I kept drawing these like really expensive things. And I'm like,
I was looking at this one. And it's like draw if you have one or fewer in your hand. I'm like, okay, like I gotta be just dumping my hand every turn, right? Like that's or like just running a bunch. And then my opener had a 6 and 8. Like these just seem like not what I want to be doing.
Fortunately, you have a way to get them out of your hand.
Yeah, which is just discarding them. Yeah, I was reading the card, like, oh, I see all the cards care about me discarding cards makes sense. I think there has to be a couple that want me to discard them so I can pay them, and I drew this one like, oh, there it is.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, it's the madness essentially, right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's good stuff, for sure. I haven't played with those two yet. I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point.
Yeah, I asked my buddy if he has them, like, because he played yesterday, and then my other friends played today to see if they got the 4 or not, so we'll see.
We got I have a friend that works adjacent to Riot, so he got me the 4 of them when they were like first printed like a month ago. Like he brought me 4, and I was like, thank you, man, I appreciate it. So we do have some.
Pretty much like locked in at this point. Like they say sample on them, but they're not going to probably change them anymore, right?
Well, these are demos, so they're subject to change, but I don't know at this point how much they're going to be making impacts to a game that's likely already printed.
That's what I'm saying.
It's definitely already printed. It comes out in October. So somewhere there's Riftbound Origins boxes. I think the set's called Origins. Somewhere those boxes are ready to go. I like the game enough. I think it needs more cards, but it's also like we're playing the most like school ground bash trial decks into each other, which is part of the experience of a new game. I play a lot of Star Wars Unlimited, so that's like that same thing happened with the Luke and Vader starter.
I remember seeing that. The people talking about it,
and they still have that over there too. They're still running demos with those decks. They're very good, so it makes sense.
So they're all coming from base. So only Yasuo's goes off.
I had a question and my brain just went.
Sure, you're fine, man.
Our store play had carries Unlimited, but it's one of those like Star Wars, but I already play Magic. Like I really can't pick up another chip that nobody's playing in my area, but it looks cool. It seems like a lot of fun.
It's a very good game. If I normally go to Gen Con with my partner and we do stuff together here. Otherwise, I would be over there playing it.
It's that one is I would love to play with TCGs, but like one is always like one's enough.
One's all you can afford. Dedicate time to. I get it.
Which just sucks because this is one like. Star Wars was I love Star Wars, but no one's playing it, so I get to save myself from having to buy all those cards. And I like to play myself out, so I would like. I remember my girlfriend was like, I saw with the Serialized Executor at a time, and I'm like, hey, I should buy that. She goes, please don't. I'm like, what? So I was like,
it's not a you may choose, you have to.
I normally don't care what you buy, but you don't play the game.
Fair, yeah.
Spending $250.
Those are some pretty cards. I own a few of them. They're good. All right, heading out from Riftbound, we're back on the vendor hall because we are navigating our way to the Bushiroad booth because we want to go ahead and give the new Godzilla card game a try. It looks different from what I could see when I looked it up. Got to navigate through all these people to get there, but I am definitely interested. The game's only been out for about 3 weeks. Cards look neat. We'll see how it goes. Let's check it out. All right, next up, we have the Godzilla card game from Bushiroad. This game was an interesting one for sure. There's a lot of different mechanics that separate this game from other trading card games. Generally speaking, most of the time, a trading card game is going to have a life system of some sort, but the Godzilla card game actually does not. Your whole goal in this game is to play as a monster, progressing from zones 1 through 8 to try and get to your opponent's side of the board. Once you successfully do that, you win the game. As you can see, I'm showing you the Rage deck. This deck is basically a resource that you have access to that lets you power up your monster. And then this deck here is going to be the Monster deck. This is your monster that you're playing as from levels 1 through 4. There's 2 win conditions. There's invading your opponent's space or if your opponent or you successfully block the other monster 4 times when the monster is at level 4, you win the game. So that's 2 different interesting gameplay mechanics in order to function as win cons, which most games I feel like lack. A lot of new games especially really love, objective-based combat or straight-up combat, which is pretty typical for TCGs. You start with your level 1 monster on your zone 1, and then your goal is to advance it from zones 1 to 2 to 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Over the course of the game, as you'll see that you're able to play cards to each zone that act as counters to your opponent's monster, and then you add all those numbers up together, and once those numbers are more than your opponent's Godzilla, you counter them. And once you counter them, their Godzilla, or whatever monster they happen to be playing as, levels up to the next level. But you do that when they're at level 4 after they've leveled up a few times. That means you've successfully repelled the monster, which means you win. So it seems as though this game is going for kind of a dual strategy where you've got the control aspect of it, where you're trying to play a bunch of things that counter their monster so you can win that way. And you've got the aggro aspect of it, or potentially even mid-range aspect of it, where the monster is marching ahead and you can choose to rush by invading with certain cards. And invasion is a mechanic that gets explained in this video, but you can invade your Godzilla once per turn, where you discard a card from your hand and they advance equal to the number printed on the bottom left, as you can see on some of these cards. And then the next step in the game will be moving to the counter phase, where you add everything up, see if the Godzillas level up and if they're countered or not. But generally speaking, interesting game. Bushiroad notably keeps games going for quite a long time. I don't actually think Bushiroad has any games that they've discontinued within the last 5 years. They've been supporting Cardfight Vanguard and Y Schwartz for over a decade each. And not only that, their HoloLive card game is looking to be very collectible. I didn't see anybody demoing that game at all while I was at Gen Con, and it was actually at the table over from us. But this Godzilla card game table was constantly full. You also have, you'll see on my play space there in the top left, the strategy zones. Basically, that is a zone where cards that have instantaneous effects that impact your opponent's board state or your board state. And in this game, at the end of every turn, you draw up to 5 cards. There's a lot of discard synergies. There's a lot of cards that will impact your opponent's hand because your opponent will be drawing cards every turn, as will you. At the start of the turn, one of the things that I also appreciated was that you're able to draw cards equal to the level your opponent's monster is at, so that helps you counter them. And then, as you can see at the bottom here, I played this ship, and this ship has a counter value, which will allow for us to counter our opponent's monster. Generally speaking, this is the gameplay loop. You're playing cards to your zones, trying to advance your monster while countering your opponent's monster, and once you do that, if you do that successfully, your monster will advance more often than your opponent's, and you can invade into their territory. Only one set is out so far, with a pair of starter decks as well, and those starter decks, I'm actually playing the Godzilla -1 starter deck here, and my opponent is playing the Godzilla Heisei starter deck. And the one set that's out is Godzilla versus Godzilla. So it's a whole lot of everybody's favorite giant lizard, which is great. That's the namesake of the game. But I am looking forward to the next set, which reportedly will feature a lot of the alien monsters like Ghidorah, which we're very excited for. Anybody who's a fan of Toho, anybody who's a fan of these monster movies will really appreciate that. I do wish that their tables were a little bit more conducive to filming, but you can see all of the action here, and generally speaking, the guys at the Bushiroad booth did do a good job of explaining everything, so feel free to continue to enjoy this footage and check out the Godzilla card game at a local game store near you.
Threat level on their Godzillas versus our 1000 counter power, so that means we do not successfully counter their Godzilla. So at this point, nothing happens, so we're going to move into our end phase. During our end phase, 2 things are going to happen. First of all, we're going to draw until we have 5 cards in hand, which we already do, so nothing happens. Second of all, our Godzilla is going to progress by 1 space forward into Zone 2. This is a mandatory action and it must happen. Let's say we, and as a note, let's say we place our battle card in Zone 2 instead of Zone 1, or in Zone 4. During our end phase, when our Godzilla steps forward, it's going to step on this Shinsei Maru, send it into the deck card pile immediately. So anything that Godzilla steps on gets destroyed. Very often. Alright, so that's going to end the red player's turn. Let's move over to the blue players. Please draw a card per turn. Okay, and we're going to move into our main phase. As I mentioned, since our opponents are in Zone 2 right now, we can play Rank 2 and lower battle cards. So let's go ahead and play MBT into Zone 5. The tank. Yeah. Perfect. And Batra Larva into Zone 4. Okay. Batra Larva. Okay, perfect. So, that's all we're going to do during our own main phase, so then we're going to go into our counter phase. Let's go ahead and total up the total counter power we have against our opponent's Godzilla. Alright, so it looks like we only have 3, however, take a look at Batra Larva's special effect.
It's just part of
So, because this card is in the same column as our opponent's Godzilla, it's going to gain a 3,000 extra counter power. So then that brings our total counter power up to 6,000, which is equivalent to our opponent's Godzilla, which means that our opponent's Godzilla is now successfully countered. So, red players, please go into your pink deck and search out the rank 2 Godzilla and place it on top of your Godzilla. Perfect. So, just to reiterate, if this counter was successful while your opponent was at rank 4, they would lose. So keep that in mind. Alright, so that's going to be the end of your counter stuff, counter phase. So we're going to go into our end phase. Please draw until you have 5 cards. Okay, and move up your Godzilla up to Zone 2. Alright, that's going to be it for the blue player's turn. Red players, go ahead and play draw a card. In addition to battle cards, we can also play these things called strategy cards, which are those sideways cards you have in your hands. Unlike battle cards, the rank of these battle cards correspond to our current position of our own Godzilla. So since our own Godzilla is at Zone 2, we can play rank 2 and lower strategy cards. So red players, let's go ahead and play out Heat Ray into our first strategy zone. Alright, 2 things to note. First of all, as you can see, there is a first strategy zone and a second strategy zone. That means we can only play 2 strategies per turn. Secondly, when you play a strategy into your strategy zone, the effect automatically activates. So let's do that right now. So what's gonna happen? Go.
Alright, so because these are in the same column, that Batra Larva is going to get destroyed.
So you fry this guy.
Yeah, he goes away. R.I.P.
So all battle cards in front of your opponent, in front of your Godzilla, are going to destroy all of your opponent's battle cards. Okay, cool. So since we are still in our main phase, let's go ahead and play out some battle cards. Let's play City of Tokyo into Zone 1. Okay, and another copy of Shinsei Maru into Zone 6. Perfect. Okay, so that's all we're going to do during our main phase. We're going to proceed into our counter phase. How much counter phase do we have? Counter power. 4. Alright, so we have 4,000 against 6,000. The counter attack was unsuccessful, and we are now going to move into our end phase. Players, please draw until you have 5 cards in hand. Yep, and move your Godzilla up to Zone 3. Okay, that's going to be it for our turn. As a note, our strategy cards are going to stay out until the beginning of our next turn. Blue players, please go ahead and draw 2 cards at the start. You're going to be drawing 2 cards because the number of cards you draw at the beginning of your turn actually corresponds to the current rank of your opponent's Godzilla. So since your opponent's Godzilla is at rank 2, you draw 2 cards instead of just 1.
Do they always go 1 step, or can you do multiple steps?
We're going to go into that a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah. There is another way you can progress your Godzilla, and we're going to get there in about 2 minutes.
Gotcha.
Alright. So, blue players, please go ahead and play the strategy card Godzilla attacks into your first strategy zone. Okay, what is this card going to be? It should be the last one.
Would it fit? Does he include a stomp?
Good question. I'll get into that in like 10 seconds. Godzilla all the way to Zone 6. So Godzilla's going to step on MBT and then move into Zone 6 after.
Stepped on it.
As a reminder, every time Godzilla steps on something, it will get crushed and destroyed. Alright.
Allies as well as enemies.
I'll just wait until everyone's good to go. Okay. Cool. So in addition to playing out battle cards and strategy cards, you can do an action once per turn called Invasion. This allows your Godzilla to move up a number of spaces according to a card that you discard. You can discard a card to move your Godzilla up a number of spaces according to the number in the bottom left of the card in the footprint icon. So, blue players, if you happen to have a blue card, a card with a 2 in the bottom left, please go ahead and discard that right now for the invasion. Okay, discard that. So this is going to allow your Godzilla to move up all the way to Zone 8. Okay. So since we are now in Zone 8, we can play rank 8 and lower strategy cards. Let's go ahead and play Burning Godzilla's Rampage from our hand into our second strategy zone. Alright, what's this gonna do?
All of your opponent's destroy all your opponent's battle cards.
So all opponents' battle cards are going to be destroyed at this moment. And yeah, with great power comes great risk as a little bit of foreshadowing, but we'll find out about that next turn. So before we go into our counter phase, let's go ahead and play out some battle cards for players. Let's play Mothra Larva into Zone 1. Okay, and then another copy of MBT into another zone of your choice. Yep, any zone is okay. Okay, cool. So with that, we're going to go ahead and end our main phase and move into our counter phase. How much counter power do we have, blue players? Alright, we have 4,000 against our opponent's 8,000, so our counterattack is unsuccessful. So, with that we're going to end our turn. We're going to go into our end phase. Please draw until you have 5 cards in hand. Okay, and move up your Godzilla up one space. That's not allowed. The only way to breach the barrier between your field and your opponent's field is to invade during your main phase. So we're gonna have to wait until our next main phase to invade and win the game through invasion. Theoretically speaking, though, if we were at Zone 7 earlier and we discarded this to invade, we would have moved to our own Zone 8 and then into our opponent's Zone 8 and won the game. So, that's going to be it for the blue players. We're going to pass over to our red players. Let's go ahead and draw a card per turn because our opponents are only at rank 1. And then our strategy cards are going to fall off at the beginning of our turn. Should only have you should have those cards in it. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, no.
I just carry it around.
Okay, so red players are going to go ahead and try to invade using our Godzilla. So let's discard Godzilla emerges from our hand to invade our Godzilla. So discard it to discard file and move our Godzilla up one space. Okay. So as you can see, our Godzilla has a when invading effect. So that effect is going to activate now. This allows us to search for a certain Godzilla card and add it to our hand, but that card has been conveniently placed at the bottom of your deck, so just add that to it. Yeah. Show it to your opponent. Just confirm. Perfect.
It's a Godzilla.
So in addition to playing out battle cards, strategy cards, and invading, we can also play out monster cards from our hand. So if we have a Godzilla that matches the same rank as our current Godzilla, which is a rank of 2, we can place it on top of our Godzilla to change its effects. Let's go do that now. That one, let's place it on top. Perfect. And let's place the rank 2 Godzilla on top of our Godzilla.
This one.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
So 2 things are going to happen right now. First of all, let's go activate the Godzilla's enter ability.
Looks like, yeah, that's the only target.
This is gonna, on enter, it's going to destroy one of our opponent's rank 2 or less battle cards.
And that's not a valid target, so it's got to be that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, whenever you place a monster on top of your Godzilla, you also gain something called Rage. So Rage is going to be this yellow card over here. Please flip one up into your Rage zone. So this is going to add 5,000 to your own Godzilla's threat level. So right now your Godzilla is standing at a whopping 17,000 threat level. Another way we can add threat to our Godzilla is by discarding monster cards from our hand. You can do this any number of times you want. So let's go ahead and discard a total of 3 monster cards from our hand to gain 3 more rage. So now our Godzilla is standing at 32,000 threat level, which makes it very difficult for your opponent to counter your Godzilla during their turn. This rage is going to stay until the beginning of your next turn, so it acts as a very good defensive maneuver to protect yourself. Okay, so before we go into counter phase, let's play some battle cards. Please place reinforcements into Zone 8 and City of Tokyo into Zone 1. A couple things to note about reinforcements. First of all, it has an awakening ability, so this is active as long as we are in Zone 4 or higher. So it's going to give an extra plus 3,000 to this battle card. Secondly, since it is in Zone 8 specifically, as long as there is a battle card in Zone 8, your opponent cannot invade your Zone 8. So it acts as kind of a blocker. If your opponent wants to go here, they must remove it first and then go in. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead. Oh, another thing to note, if your Godzilla was here instead, it does not block your opponent's Godzilla. Okay. So now we're going to go into our counter phase. How much counter power do we have?
8 or 7.
Yep. We have 7,000 total counter power versus our opponent's Godzilla, so they are now going to be countered. Please take the rank 2 Godzilla from your monster deck and place it on top of your Godzilla.
The green deck.
Yep. Okay. 2 things are going to happen now. First of all, let's activate that enter ability. What's it going to do?
Work. We got the City of Tokyo.
Okay.
So if I try,
your
does that
opponent's going to
destroy it?
target one of your...
Could I read it?
Yeah.
All right, so that's destroy rank 4 or lower battle card. So
Okay, so I can
that would be,
destroy.
this would be,
Okay.
yeah, this is a target.
So I want to try to do that. I want to destroy the city, but not actually.
Secondly, if you get countered in Zone 6, 7, or 8, take a look at the arrows downward from those zones. You actually get pushed to the zone directly behind it. So from 8, you're going to go all the way back to Zone 3. Okay, so red players, that's going to be it for your turn. Please draw until you have 5 cards back in hand. And move your Godzilla forward 1 space. Okay, that's going to be it for our turn. We're going to pass it back to the blue players. Blue players, please draw 2 cards because your opponent's Godzilla is at rank 2. Okay. Your strategy cards are going to get sent to discard pile at the beginning of turn, yeah. Okay, and now we are going to move into our main phase. At the beginning of our main phase, please take a look at Mothra. And Mothra has a special ability called Evolution. If this Mothra is still on your field at the beginning of your turn, you can search your deck for the appropriate card and put it on top. The appropriate Mothra is going to be conveniently found on the bottom of your deck, so go ahead and search that and put it on top. And as a note, it has to be from deck. Yep. So place that Mothra on top of your Mothra because of its evolutionary. Okay, understood, everybody? Yep. Okay, cool. So with that, that's the end of the scripted part of the demo. Please take this time to go through a couple of turns on your own. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'm going to go ahead and grab your promo packs.
Okay. All right. So you just started your turn. So
Right, so, okay, so the first phase, and then so the second phase I can lay down counters. So, I mean,
as long as you're currently in zone 3, so you can play anything that's 3 or below.
right. So,
Thanks for playing.
For sure.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing.
Thank you. All right, so then I'll try to do the. Put a tank here.
You discard a card to move forward faster,
Yes, I got a bunch of monsters. I don't have anything else. Okay, so that's all I can do for that. So that's the second phase. And then the third phase, I forget, was something.
That's when we check to see if you're countered.
We do the counters.
You're definitely not. Go ahead and advance.
Yeah, so I'm at 15, and you are.
Well, it's not. It's
that
not.
doesn't count.
It's this.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to waste
Move.
your time, so I think once I reach
go ahead and advance. Yeah.
There we go. All right, so there's that. And then
Don't know how to play.
I want to.
so you're in the right spot.
If I discard my
If you have any
monster
questions,
stuff, like if I do 3, then I can maybe get out of this though.
I'm not sure how many times you can invade.
How many times you can jump ahead by discarding piles? Well, I'll just do that. Well, I'll stick with this. And then,
Sure.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
no.
I know you're
But
gonna
the
go.
way to
So then,
get
yeah,
to
you
play
can go
Matt right now is by
Sure.
playing
Okay. So
and it should come
Oh, I
with
did
like
like that.
So we can grab it, but play it.
this one is
I get how
like,
the game works now.
I don't really. Oh, in the starter deck, it's just.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
How much is starter?
18.
okay, I'm going to discard this Godzilla to invade 2. Then I'm going to. That puts me in zone 7. I'm gonna play. This card seems brutal because I'm in 7. I'm gonna play this Operation Wadatsumi. Your opponent discards cards until they have 2 cards remaining.
okay, so 1, 2, 3. There we go.
That seems really powerful.
Yeah. But you can redraw every round though. So.
But you start the turn with only 2.
Right.
And then you draw. You'll draw 2, so you go to 4.
I'm gonna reset
Um,
these.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, so to start the turn, you're going to draw 2. I'm not entirely certain I'm fully.
What's up?
I think I'm just a little lost on the turn order.
Okay. All right. So what step are we on right now?
So we were in main, and I invaded, and I played a card. I haven't done anything else. I'm not sure.
Okay. So we're in your main phase right now.
As far as I know.
Okay. So first of all, these should have gone away at the beginning of your turn.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So did you play out this card?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So are you at the end of your main phase, or are you trying to do more?
I guess. How many cards can I play a turn?
As many as you want, as long as you fulfill the conditions.
Which is the area I'm in, right?
Yeah. The area that you're in and the area that your opponent is in. So the area that your opponent is in dictates what battle cards you can play. So since they are in zone 4 right now, you can play rank 4 and lower battle cards.
Okay.
All right. So, and the zone that your Godzilla is in right now determines the strategy cards that you can play. So
Right.
you did that correctly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So if you're out of actions for the turn, that's okay. We can just move on to your counter phase.
I am not currently.
Okay.
I am going to play. This is a battle.
Yeah, that's a battle card.
But
you
he's
can't
not
play
there.
it
Yeah,
since
he's
they're
not
only
there
at 4,
yet.
yeah.
Well, that's not going to do anything.
You can only play one monster card at a time.
So the monster card, as long as you have a monster card with the same rank as your Godzilla, you can place them on top of your Godzilla as much as you want. The only thing you can do only once per turn is the invasion.
To go into his, or like, because you, how did we do it where you multiple jumps? I mean, like you said, discarding.
Yeah, it's
like,
this value, right?
Yeah. So if you discard a card with like a 2 in the bottom left.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I did that.
Exactly that many steps. So if you only want to move one step, but you discard a 2, that's an illegal action.
Okay, so you have to, so you charge. So that was kind of a powerful thing, because I really can't charge forward now because I don't have the little footprints.
Right, yes. I think I'm going to pass there.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and after your main phase, we're going to go into counter phase first.
Right.
So let's compare the counter power you have against your opponent's Godzilla.
So I'm at 1500, and...
All right, it's just your Godzilla. So we're comparing all of our battle cards. So we have 2,000 plus 3,000 because of the ability, right?
Yeah.
So
it's 7,000 total, which is not stopping that.
Okay. So now we're going to move past counter phase and move to our end phase. So our end phase, 2 things happen. Please draw until you have 5 cards in hand.
Okay.
2. And then this is a mandatory action. Your Godzilla is going to move forward 1 space into zone 8 and then destroy this on the way.
Step on my boats. Understood.
Yes. Okay. And then that's the actual end of your turn.
Okay, cool. So over to you.
Okay.
You'll draw 2 for turn because I'm level 2.
So you're level 2, so I get another... Okay. All right. It'd be nice if I could move backward, but Godzilla doesn't move back. So let's see here. So close. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is. So does he move forward automatically?
Are you here for the
At the end of the turn, if he's not countered.
If he's not. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Well,
Actually, that might be wrong, but
yeah,
it's fine. There are a few small details that I'm not clear on, but as of right now, just play your hand out. What do you got?
Yeah, and the thing is, I never play card games like this, so I'm like a total novice.
Well, on top of that, this specific card game is different from other card games. Like there's no health or anything. It's just Godzilla moving.
Right, sure. Okay, well then I'm gonna.
Sitting nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming out to the Godzilla card game demo today. We're gonna, even if you have no experience with our game or any card games in general, we're gonna take everything through step by step. And hopefully,
Actually, hold on. I gotta ask. Like, so is it one
I'm gonna start
plus
off
my
this demo
discards?
I think
because
it's
if that's the case, then I can actually get to zone 8 and try to. Well, it doesn't matter.
To explain that,
Godzilla
let's go
can't.
ahead,
You can go past my
search our monster
Godzilla, and I
decks.
can go past yours. Only if there was a
pink or green sleeves, and look for the rank 1
So
Godzilla.
I think, did he say you can invade as many times as you have cards in your hand? Did he say
And
that?
place it into our zone.
Well, no. I think he was saying that you when you try to invade, like if there's a city there that blocks it, but if there's a monster card, you can do it.
Yeah.
And I think you can
The
do it
first
as
way to
many
win in
times
this
as you
game
want.
is
I
by
mean,
moving our
try. I mean,
Godzilla
you gotta
all
try to
the way
win the game,
across our
right?
board
Yeah.
into zone 8,
So-
and then into our opponent's zone
I'm gonna.
8. Once we hit
I'm just
our
gonna
opponent's zone
discard
8,
this to
this
go
is
forward
called victory
3.
by invasion. Okay?
So
Sure, that might work. I'm gonna give it to you.
If
Yeah.
our
3,
opponent
and then I'll just
is
ask
at
him if
rank
it's 3 plus
4,
my
and we do
Sure.
something counter them.
That
If we
doesn't
counter them
matter. Okay,
during
so
this,
I'm done.
at this time.
All right.
We would also
You'll draw back up to
get
5.
more into what countering means later, but for now, let's start the game by drawing 5 cards from the top of our deck.
Okay. This is gonna go away.
And please let me know if the cards in your hand don't have.
I'm gonna draw a card. I'm gonna draw 2 because you're ranked 2 now.
3 and 4 and 5.
And I think I can take it just by playing an invasion card because So we'll discard this Godzilla. I'll invade and I'll take the game. Good playing with you, sir.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right.
This was
Please go ahead and start your.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's a video where I'm going through and playing as many card games as I can while I'm at Gen Con, and one of them is Godzilla. So we did it.
Yay!
I played Godzilla. All right, Godzilla card game. Interesting one. A little clunky in terms of the presentation, I think, that Bushiroad had for it. I wasn't clear on the turn order for a lot of it, which is evident in the gameplay, I think. I ultimately did end up winning the game after it went from being a scripted demo to an unscripted demo, which is cool. So far in the video, I have enjoyed and won several demos, as well as, Riftbound did not go our way, but that's all right. We got some cool stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to crack that Godzilla pack, as well as the Riftbound bundle that we got just for playing in that demo. That's really sweet. Looking forward to it. And with that, Gen Con 2025 wraps up. We tried several really cool games, got some promos for some others, opened some product for some of them, and got our first impressions of a lot of what's coming up in the TCG world. Obviously really excited for Riftbound, really excited for a bunch of these games, but which ones are you excited for? Let me know in the comments below. I'm Nick with TCG HQ, and I'll see you next time.